I love my sister, and she's broken my heart so many times.
I used to sing with my mom when I was really little. She's very happy that I'm doing this and that, I'm getting this chance.
Singer Mariah Carey has shared some heartbreaking news this morning. Her mother, Patricia, and sister, Alison, both died on the same day over the weekend.
If there's one diva who knows how to keep the world on its toes, it's Mariah Carey. So it's no shocker that the news of her mom and sister passing away over the weekend has everyone talking. I mean, losing two family members on the same day? That's next-level heartbreaking and definitely headline-worthy. Even when regular folks lose loved ones on the same day, it's a huge deal. But for someone like Mariah, it's the kind of story that's impossible to ignore.
That's horrible.
Right, on the same day over the weekend.
Damn.
We don't know which day. That wasn't revealed, but it was revealed that it was on the same day over the weekend.
She broke the news to the world, and her statement was as emotional as you'd expect. She shared, "My heart is broken that I've lost my mother this past weekend. Sadly, in a tragic turn of events, my sister lost her life on the same day. I feel blessed that I was able to spend the last week with my mom before she passed. I appreciate everyone's love and support and respect for my privacy during this impossible time." It's hard to even wrap your head around how much Mariah must be going through right now, especially considering her complicated history with her family. And yeah, let's get into that. For those who might not be in the loop.
I love my sister, and she's broken my heart so many times.
Mariah's relationship with her siblings has been pretty rocky for years. In her 2020 memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, she didn't hold back about her struggles with them. She talked about her sister's issues with addiction and how her brother had some seriously intense fights with their parents. After the memoir dropped, Mariah sat down with Oprah on The Oprah Conversation and spilled even more tea about her rough childhood and how she always felt like the odd one out in her own family. She got real with Oprah about how messed up things were with her family, especially her siblings. She said, "We don't even really know each other. We didn't grow up together, but we did. Like they were on their journeys. By the time I got into the world, they had already been damaged, in my opinion." Talk about deep.
You discovered the origins of so many of your songs, so many written out of pain and chaos.
Mariah went on to spill more tea, saying, "But again, I wasn't there. I was dropped into this world and I literally felt like an outsider amongst my own family. Imagine feeling like the odd one out in your own fam. Ouch." She also mentioned how her siblings thought she had it easy since she mainly grew up with their mom, while they had to deal with both a white mother and a black father. But wait, it gets worse. Her older brother didn't exactly help the situation either. And things with her sister Alison? Total train wreck. In her memoir, Mariah described Alison as deeply wounded, but also the most brilliant and broken person I have ever known. That's a lot to unpack. Mariah shared how Alison went through some seriously traumatic stuff before Mariah was even born, and it messed her up big time. I do know that what she experienced damaged and derailed her girlhood. She was fully aware when the family unit unraveled and our parents turned on each other. She absorbed the full pain of a family coming undone. It gets even darker. Mariah claimed Alison struggled with drug abuse and actually tried to drag her down that path too. According to the memoir, Alison didn't just mess with drugs. She tried to pull Mariah into it when she was just a kid.
Alison says she's facing serious health issues. She's also admittedly had a troubled life of drug addiction and a record of.
And the wildest part? Mariah said her sister actually drugged her, burned her, and even tried to pimp her out. Yeah, you heard that right. In her own words, "My sister drugged me with Valium, offered me a pinky nail full of inflicted me with third-degree burns, and tried to sell me out to a pimp." Whoa, talk about family drama. Mariah Carey's life sounds like something straight out of a soap opera. I mean, can you imagine going through all that as a kid? And from your own sister, no less? Alison, who should have been like a guardian angel, allegedly turned out to be a total nightmare. I'm talking about trying to drug her, sell her off, and even worse, leaving Mariah with some serious scars, both inside and out. But of course, Alison didn't just sit back quietly after Mariah dropped those bombshells in her memoir. Nope, she fired back, suing Mariah for $1.25 million, claiming the singer basically dragged her name through the mud and caused her a ton of emotional pain. Allison, who was already battling her own demons, said that the book pushed her back into alcohol abuse after she'd been clean for a while. And let's not forget the whole custody drama Allison had with her kids. Life wasn't exactly a walk in the park for her either. Whether she's being totally honest or not, it's hard to say. But if Mariah's telling the truth, you can see why she might have decided to keep her distance.
Michael, Mommy loves you very, very much. I'm doing everything in my power to get you back. I need you in my life. I love you so much.
Now, as if that wasn't enough, Mariah's got some wild stories about her brother Morgan, too. In her book, she spills on how things got pretty intense between Morgan and their parents, Patricia and Alfred. Like there's this one time she claims Morgan shoved their mom so hard that she blacked out. Can you imagine the chaos? And get this. Another incident allegedly involved a full-on brawl between Morgan and their dad that was so brutal it took a dozen cops to break it up. Yeah, Mariah's family life definitely wasn't all glitz and glam. So, just when you thought things couldn't get any messier, Morgan decided to jump on the lawsuit bandwagon too. Yep, right after Allison took Mariah to court, Morgan followed suit in March 2021, slapping his little sis with a defamation suit. Morgan wasn't playing around. He claimed that Mariah's memoir messed with his career and painted him in a totally false light. He was big mad that she allegedly made him look like some violent dude, just like their dad. And he didn't hold back, accusing Mariah of trying to play the victim and even throwing in a line about how she was trying to cozy up to the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, talk about some serious family drama.
Mariah is someone who holds grudges and is not empathetic, is not compassionate, and sees the world only through the filter of her own ego.
But Mariah wasn't about to take that lying down. A few months later, she clapped back, saying she wasn't out to trash her brother. She was trying to inspire folks with her story. According to her, sharing the nitty-gritty of her rough upbringing was meant to give hope to anyone stuck in a similar mess, encouraging them to chase their dreams just like she did. Well, Morgan wasn't buying it. By July 2021, he was back in court, calling her whole inspiration claim pretty ironic. He argued that if she really wanted to inspire, she'd have mentioned his struggles with cerebral palsy, grand mal epilepsy, and a leg issue when he was a kid. But nope, not a word about that in the book. Just the juicy stuff that, according to him, was all about boosting book sales and keeping her image squeaky clean. But wait, there's more. Morgan wasn't done. He claimed that Mariah's libelous vitriol didn't just mess with his reputation, it also wrecked his and his wife's careers. Apparently, they were in enthusiastic negotiations for a screenplay, but those talks got shut down real quick after Mariah allegedly launched her global assault on his character. Yikes. Morgan wasn't holding back, saying that the public humiliation from Mariah's false accusations would haunt his professional and personal life forever. But if you thought the drama was just between the siblings, guess again. Mariah had her own share of issues with her mom, too. She didn't go full-on ghost mode with her like she did with her sister, but the relationship wasn't all rainbows and sunshine either.
I used to sing with my mom when I was really little. She's very happy that I'm doing this and that, I'm getting this chance.
In her memoir, she opened up about how complicated things were with her mom, Patricia. Apparently, their relationship caused Mariah a ton of pain and confusion. And get this, there was some serious competition between them. For those not in the know, Mariah's mom, Patricia, was a Juilliard-trained opera singer. Juilliard is basically an Ivy League music school. Yeah, you read that right. Mariah even admitted that a lot of her own talent and inspiration came from her mom. But here's where it gets messy. Imagine having professional jealousy with your own mom. That's like beefing with the ops inside your own house. And when that jealousy rears its ugly head while you're still young, ouch. But hey, it wasn't all bad. Mariah also talked about the deep love she had for her mom. In the dedication of her book, she wrote, "To Pat, my mother, who through it all, I do believe actually did the best she could. I will love you the best I can, always. Back in 2022, Mariah Carey opened up about how her mom's criticism hit her hard growing up. In her memoir, she really laid out how complicated things were with her mom and sister, talking about how their constant clashes left her feeling all sorts of confused and hurt as a kid. Mariah painted a picture of a relationship that was anything but straightforward. It wasn't just black and white, it was more like a chaotic swirl of emotions. She said, "Our relationship is a prickly rope of pride, pain, shame, gratitude, jealousy, admiration, and disappointment. A complicated love tethers my heart to my mother's. It's heartbreaking when the people who should be your safe haven are the ones who end up hurting you the most." Now, let's give you a bit of the lowdown on Mariah's late mom, Patricia Carey. Born on February 15, 1937 in Virgin, Utah, Patricia grew up in Springfield, Illinois. Her mom was an Irish Catholic woman, and her dad passed away before she was even born. Patricia didn't exactly fit the typical all-American look her siblings had. With darker hair and brownish-green eyes, she was often labeled as the dark one among her siblings who had blonde hair and blue eyes. Rumor has it, Patricia faced some racism early on in her life. Mariah even shared a story in her memoir about how her mom was publicly shamed as a kid just for sharing her nap mat with a black boy. As she got older, Patricia became involved in the civil rights movement, though her relationship with a black man later caused some serious drama in the Carey family. It's wild to think about Mariah dealing with all this drama from her own family after everything they went through together. But despite all the mess, Mariah still managed to rise above it all. While she never made peace with her sister, it's totally understandable why she'd still be heartbroken over her passing. I mean, family is family, right? When it came to her mom, Mariah seemed to have more of a soft spot. "She's the one who really got me into being so festive at Christmas," Mariah said. So with everything we've talked about, it's no wonder Mariah must be feeling some deep pain right now. Losing a loved one is already tough, but losing two on the same day, that's just heartbreaking. We're sending all the good thoughts to Mariah as she deals with this rough time.